Good morning, everyone. Uh, Welcome again to this fifth webinar of Imagery webinar series brought to you by Esri India. Uh, so today's topic is maximizing imagery potential by integrating ArcGIS and ENVI technologies. I am Lavinia. I have background in remote sensing and GIS, and I'm working as an engineer at Esri India in imagery domain. So let's begin with the today's agenda. So we will first look into why technology integration is required and what is its significance, right? Before diving deep into the technicalities, we will learn about this. And then we will see how NVPy we are is working for the ArcGIS Pro to bring its NV toolboxes in the ArcGIS Pro environment. Another is we will see how creating and working with NV Toolbox in ArcGIS Pro is possible. And we will also look into NV Model Builder workflow, uh, which can be brought into ArcGIS Pro. And we will quickly go through the new developer environment version of IDL, which is NV's own proprietary scripting language. IDL is interactive data language. So we will see how IDL notebook is helping as a new developer environment for in the modern era. So, and there will be obviously the concluding slide with the key takeaways from this webinar. So let's talk about the technology integration and its significance, right? So what are the scenarios? What are the scenarios where we need integrations? So first, it could be users are often required to use different packages to complete a simple workflow, right? We go through multiple softwares or multiple packages to complete a single task. So in that case, we need technology integrations. And another is many times multiple applications are running concurrently. We want to integrate our technology at that point of time. And sometimes we also want to, manually transfer our intermediate products from one application to the other until a finished product is produced, right? And another is we want to increase our productivity by staying, say, in similar environment in which we are working, right? So in that case, we would require less training, and we will be working on the same type of environment with the only tools which are required from the different software or different packages, right? So this is how technology integration becomes crucial, and the significance of which is being fulfilled by interoperability of ArcGIS and ENVI. So this ENVI Geospatial and ENVI 5 Geospatial and Esri have teamed up to improve this interoperability between the images, image processing into the GIS workflows, and image processing is becoming more prominent as a part of GIS workflows these days. So this interoperability becomes very important, right? So this improved interoperability helps us in increasing the productivity. It helps us, as I have mentioned, reducing the training and expertise requirements for multiple software packages. And it also helps in software development cost, reducing the software development cost, since the custom software tools are developed once and then leveraged into the both from the both applications. So what does choosing your own adventure means here? So what is good with the NV and IDL is that it provides flexibility to the user and allows them to process their data, and they can choose how they want to process their data and where they want to process their data. So depending on the type of users, say we have a desktop users, then we can directly go into ENVI and use our desktop software, right? We want to use workflows and then use those workflows for visual programming. So within the ENVI desktop, we have these workflows, as I have previously mentioned in the previous webinars, which you must have attended. And so these workflows can be automated to build a ENVI model builder, automated in ENVI modeler to create a visual programming language which can be integrated into ArcGIS Pro by publishing those as a meta task, or we can generate ideal code and Python code by using those visual programming language, right? So another is an ideal and ENVI notebooks. As I have mentioned, that we have the ideal notebooks available, and another type can be where we want to build our own custom tool using ENVI APIs, and then we can make use of ideal and ENVI APIs. So this is how, depending on the user type, we can choose our different types of adventure and select our process to handle our data and where we want to process our data, right? So another is now moving towards the ENVI-Py for ArcGIS Pro. So ENVI-Py for ArcGIS Pro contains 3 components, where it has ENVI-Py for ArcGIS library, ENVI-Py for ArcGIS, ENVI-Py engine. Right? So ENVI-Py for ArcGIS library, what it does is it helps in creating GP tools. It creates that empty toolbox from Python and helps in creating the ENVI tools within the ArcGIS Python toolbox. So we can use this pip install ENVI-Py arc library command in ArcGIS Pro Python command prompt, and you can certainly visit this links for the help and the documentation. Similarly, ENVI-Py for ArcGIS, it is a Python client library called ENVI Arc, which helps to run ENVI analytics in the ArcGIS Pro software, right? So you also can install this using the same ArcGIS Pro Python command prompt, and where you can just type in pip install ENVI-Py arc and install this component. The third is ENVI-Py engine, which is working as a bridge between the ENVI and ArcGIS Pro here. It is a standalone and self-sufficient Python API, which is helping to run ENVI analytics in ArcGIS Pro, and it helps in querying the available task in ENVI and retrieve task information and run tasks from the desktop environment. So you can install this ENVI-Py engine using pip install ENVI-Py engine, and for documentation you can use this link for further reference, right? So this was the 3 components within the ENVI-Py for ArcGIS Pro. So here for easy use, what we have is we have direct window installer also available, which we can directly deploy, which will be consisting of all these 3 components within it, and we will be able to run this analytics, ENVI analytics in ArcGIS Pro via Python toolboxes or GP tools, right? So the software requirement for this is that we should have ENVI 5.3 version or above, and we should have ArcGIS Pro 1.3 version or above. And licensing, obviously, for making this possible, we need licensing for ENVI and ArcGIS. So now let's talk about configuring the environment, ENVI environment within the ArcGIS Pro, right? So here, why configuring NV environment is important, because we want to take that NV engine, task engine, into a location and provide that location. And we also want to run engine in compiler mode so that we can, we will be able to read the .pro files. And we will also have to set the path for the NV custom code. If we are generating some custom code from the NV environment, NV, then we should provide some certain path from where that ArcGIS Pro should collect the information regarding the code, right? So we should also do that. So for setting that up, we have all this method where we set the engine location, and we enable the run engine compile mode. If we don't enable this, then we have to save our ideal packages as .sav files, and then if we can provide the path directory for the custom code locations. If we have more than one directory that we want to provide for custom code location, then we can separate it out within the same bar. We can separate the directory by using the semicolon, right? So in this way, we can set up our configure our NV environment and run the environment successfully. Now that we have run our configured our NV environment, we want to see what are the NV analytics tools are available after the NV for ArcGIS Pro setup, right? So just after setting up your NV for ArcGIS Pro, you will get this basic few tools directly in your ArcGIS Pro environment, which includes NV analytics and some tools related to NV deep learning and NV management tools. So let's so this is just a snapshot of ISO data classification which I have performed in NV and ArcGIS Pro, which I will quickly show you in demo too, right? So now to show you the tool set first. So after installing that NV pipe for ArcGIS Pro, we will get a toolbox like NV Analytics, NV Deep Learning, right? And another tool related to NV management tools. So this is where we configure our environment. This will automatically take the engine locations, and we enable this, and we provide the custom code location here, and then run this environment, right? And I have already set up this environment. And another thing that I want to show you is that using NV Analytics ISO data classification, I have simply performed, I've taken this value and kept it as a default and run this as a output. Then I have generated this output and it has given me this output, right? So, so what I want to highlight here is that using the same interface as ArcGIS Pro, and like it has its own environment like ArcGIS Pro, but in parameter section, just by calling, by using NV APIs, we are giving the parameters of NV features, where all these features, number of classes, change threshold, these are present in NV, right? So all this we are bringing into one platform and performing this task. So this is how powerful that integration between the two technologies are, right? So we can what it helps is that we can have the custom tools of NV in the single interface and perform our task accordingly, right? So so this is how the NV analytics will work. And another, I will talk about the creating your own custom ENVI toolbox. Now, say you want to, I hope my screen is visible. Okay, okay, sure. Hmm. So, so now, what custom to NV toolbox means here, what we do is that we call a certain NV tasks which are supported in the ArcGIS Pro. So, and then we can use only those toolbox within of the NV within the ArcGIS Pro, right? As per our requirement. So, but one highlight is here that not all NV tasks can be exposed as a standalone tools because they require certain data types that are incompatible in ArcGIS Pro, right? So the NV, so here what we do in NV management toolbox, we create NV toolbox, then enter the NV task name from the list of available tasks. So by NV task, it means that NV task is a function where it returns a reference of a NV task object, and this reference this reference is used to set the parameters and execute the task by changing the properties and calling that methods, right? So that is how we were able to see that ISO data classification was having the certain parameters which are available in NV, right? So even though it is giving the look and feel of all the ArcGIS Pro environment, right? So so in this way we are having we can add and remove this NV task and also set the output toolbox folder and then name it, and then we can run the and this toolbox and to create a custom toolbox, right? So this is like example snapshot of different NV tasks which are available. So if we write in this particular name, and we can create that NV task in our as a custom tool in our ArcGIS Pro environment. Sorry. Okay. So a quick demo. Say I want to create a Flash tool, right? Say then what I can do here is that I can go in NV management tool, create NV toolbox and type Flash, right? And say tab and say another as thematic change. Right? So now I will set my output toolbox, say test tool, tools. And now I'm running this. So now this is creating my custom toolbox using these parameters, and it is completed, and this will hopefully this will create this toolbox, right? So now I will go to catalog and to add toolbox, go to folder, test tools, and integrates. And we can see that we are having all the tools related to thematic change of NV and Flash in here, right? So this is how beautiful it is that we can create our own custom toolbox as per our requirement using the same type of custom toolbox. When I was testing earlier, I have added different custom tools, and I have also added Sobel filter here, and I have quickly tested out in one of my input. So as you can see in here that it has given me the output where Sobel filter, as you all know, it is a high pass filter which helps in edge detection. So as we swipe it out from top to bottom, you can see the edges are highlighted. So this output is generated from the custom um, toolbox which I have just you know called from the NV task. So now, so this was a same recording which I have already shown you here, the demo of which. And let's go next slide. Okay. Huh. So, NV workflow. So, what we understand by workflows here is that NV has this workflow type of a feature for most of the tools which are very popular, as we have already discussed in our previous webinars. So, workflow is not just guiding you as a stepwise, but it is also tracing your every steps, because of which these workflows can be easily converted into the visual programming by using the NV modeler. So NV Modeler helps to create models with data processing workflows that combine multiple tasks. Here, as you can see in the red part, that open workflow in Modeler, which because of which the visual programming has already traced all the steps in the within the workflow and generated a modeler, right? So what is the significance of this workflow is that after creating this visual programming, we can save this entire model as meta task, which is a single task that encompasses all the tasks of the mod in the model, and then this meta task can be published as a standalone tool in ArcGIS Pro. So, and after publishing in ArcGIS Pro, what it does is that it saves in that custom code path that I was setting up in the ENVI environment, configuring ENVI environment. It will save, and though all the custom code which is generated from this workflow in that particular location, right? So another thing about workflow is that you can code at a click, which means that you can generate an ideal program if you want. You can generate Python program if you want. So what it does is that it helps in to jumpstart the programming using NV API. And these analytics can be shared with other types of users. And you can also add this to other NV desktop instances or deploy them to the NV Connect. So NV Connect is an web application for working with the processing of imagery. So you can also deploy it there. So a quick demo regarding this. Okay. So here, as in our previous, sorry, we in the our previous sessions, we have seen that change detection workflow works like this, and then when we uh, open our workflow in modular, it will just a second. Hmm. So it will generate all, it will trace all the steps in the workflow and generate a visual programming for which I can generate a meta task. And this is where I can generate ideal program. I think the file is already. And while generating the meta task, so just close this for a while. Some technical errors are there. Just bear with me. Okay, let's move on. I think some technical problem is there with my system. So we can generate our meta task and publish our meta task from there. And we can generate our Python program using this code. As I have already saved once before, I can show you that for this demonstration. So here, this ideal and CD for change detection, I have already saved this file. Maybe I can just run it and show you. So this is how we can generate our Python and both ideal this code, and also okay. Mm. And we can obviously publish this, as I have mentioned. We can publish this as a meta task and select the ArcGIS Pro. Publish to task as ArcGIS Pro and select OK. It will automatically come into the catalog of ArcGIS Pro. If not, you can add that published meta task as a toolbox in the ArcGIS Pro, right? So yeah. So another thing which I wanted to show you, so it was about the NV ideal. So you all must be curious about like what is ideal, right? So ideal itself is a scripting language. It is having the full form is interactive data language. It helps in extracting meaningful visualization from complex numerical data. And it supports extensive library of image processing and data analysis using machine learning, right? And helps to extend or customize ENVI features and functionalities. ENVI APIs lets user to add their own proprietary algorithms too, and easily create high quality graphics. So it is also integrated with other applications, including those which are developed in C++, C, Java, and Visual Basics and more. And also it is available in Visual Studio Code extensions. So as Ideal 9.8 and Ideal 8 are having this support for visual code, where if you have the license for Ideal, you can add the extension of Ideal in the Visual Studio Code and work in the new modern developer environment. As Visual Code Editor, Visual Studio Code Editor provides that seamless auto completion features, and then detecting debugging helps in debugging your problem code, and then integrate and help content for rich developer experience, and basic make the editor your own with the extension and themes, right? So this type of, and also the multi-language support is also possible using Visual Code. So there is another thing which is called Ideal Notebook, and which is as we know that notebooks works in kernel, like kernel by kernel. So we Ideal also has that feature of a notebook which opens up an era for a rapid and modern data visualizations. And this brings a new ways to use Ideal notebooks. So this is one snapshot of Ideal Notebook, where it also takes if Visual Code is having this black theme, and then it will automatically picks up the base map according to the theme of the Visual Code editors, right? And so Ideal Notebook also have special APIs for ENVI, and this also allows to embed your graphics and maps within the notebook cells. So a quick demo on. So this is how an interface of Ideal looks like. Here we have console, and here we write our code, and here we trace down our project files and all. So see here I have a code for using machine learning, which helps in detecting the um, like the digits, and to classify the digits, right? So say I am running this uh, code. So this helps in both compiling and running it together. So now if I want to train my classifier here, so this will help in classifying my digit and create a confusion matrix in the left side. And say if I have, so this is having lower accuracy, right? But now if I will say, okay, so for this, it is having accuracy of 24.46, but still it is able to classify that it is digit as 8 and this digit as 3. So some misclassifications are there. So this is how our ideal can help us in visualizing our data graphically and extract meaningful information using the ENVI APIs and tasks. By calling the ENVI functions here, we can perform all the ENVI related tasks within the ideal itself. So another thing which I wanted to show you was this extension which I was talking about. So we have this ideal for VS Code extension, where you will get a whole lot of like features, informations and all. So the extension is tested against Ideal 8.9 and 9. And the features involves, like as I was mentioning about the notebook. So these all features are available within the VS Code now, right? So just so now key takeaways from today's discussion. So as we know that ENVI, after seeing the whole presentation, as you might have known this, that ENVI and ArcGIS are tightly integrated. And this integration helps in bringing image processing into as an integral part of GIS workflows. And it helps in increasing the productivity and also reducing the training times that it required to get the knowledge about the multiple softwares. And it also helps in creating and working with the custom NV tools in ArcGIS Pro, and any modeler which is very efficient for building workflows and standalone tools in ArcGIS Pro. And there is new development environment for Ideal, which is available in VS as in the VS Code extension and also as an Ideal node. So this is a wrap up for this session. And as we know, as the image processing is becoming an integral to GIS workflow, so this integration allows ENVI-based image processing functionalities even in the to be directly accessed from the ArcGIS toolbox. So this ArcGIS toolbox ArcGIS facilitates the enterprise level of or web-based services too. So here, from here, it can be published further into the web, and our data from ENVI can be connected to the web and enterprise level. So about this, there will be our next session, which will be on tomorrow, which is 6th webinar. And and the timing will be same, 11 to 12 noon. And the link for which is this, and it will be called as web solutions with imageries, right? So this is all from my side. Please feel free to contact us in this link and visit s3.in.